Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Neptune, and today I am joined by a new co-host here. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keegan Rennie, but you can call me Keegan Rennie.
Yep, and today, Rainey, we have quite the match here today. Here we have two Div 2 teams going head-to-head here on week 4 of CCA here. Anything standing out between these two teams, or anything you're familiar with?
I am familiar with Coastal Squid Surf just a little bit because I did stream one of their sets 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. And honestly, they made pretty quick work of the other team. It
Yes,
was an easy 4-0.
yeah, the Coastal Squid Surf is doing fantastic this season right here. Currently 4-1 in groups, I believe. Not 4-1. Oops. I can't count here. Splatoon players do not know how to do math. You can quote that for me here, but hey, they're doing pretty strong here, and they have a lot of other interesting ways they can certainly just change the pace of the match here. While the Squids have currently been struggling a little bit this season, looking for, I believe, their first win of the season.
Ooh, it's a tough match, but let's see if they can pull it off. Honestly, if they could pull it off, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I would
certainly
love
it's
to
gonna.
be here.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's certainly going to be a very interesting match going into these and how these two teams are going to be interacting here, especially with tower control ship shape here. What do you think of this map mode combination?
I honestly haven't played all too much on this season, so I actually missed the release of this season. I haven't played much of Shipshape, but from what I've seen of it, I really like Spide Zones and Clan Blitz on it. Have not really played Tower Control on it. I don't think I've actually ever played Shipshape Tower Control.
Yeah, shipshape tower control, if you haven't played it already, I think it's a little snowbally, but hey, there's certainly
Uh,
some opportunities to have a good neutral skirmish here. You know, the top right and the top left areas just lead to some really interesting scenarios where the teams are just looking for opportunities to just go in and just destroy the other ones coming in here, right? And we do have a little bit of info on some of their weapons coming in here. We do have Magic on who is a Tri-Slosher player here, and Tri-Slosher can get some really nasty angles coming up here, as well as you have some standard stuff you see in this meta, like the shot, some end zap action right here. But we'll see how both these teams are able to work it out here.
Tower Control, though my favorite mode in the game, I do admit is very snowbally in most maps, especially since the tower riding team does get the special advantage, which is a bit unfortunate, but we're heading into the first game right now, so I'm
All
gonna
right.
shut up about that.
All right, we're going to go in here to game one. Tower control, ship shape, cargo shipyard right here.
Ooh,
Coastal
Blaster.
Squid Surf. Okay, yeah, Coastal Squid Surf in the bright yellow there with the blaster, and you have the squids moving up here in that bright blue here. But yeah, the blaster pick is a really standard pick for tower control, basically being able to easily pressure your opponents off the tower here. But right now, that paint is just looking mighty. And,
Yeah, they quickly got a hold of all of the turf on the map.
oh, and
And
the
the
DC.
disconnect. Unfortunate.
Oh my god! I think what was it? Due to disconnect rule, since that happened in the what was it before the
First
two
10
minute
seconds.
30 or 10 seconds? Yeah, I was gonna say the two before the 2 minute and 30 second mark. We weren't anywhere close to that, folks. But
No.
yeah, we are gonna be looking for opportunities to hopefully replay that here for both these teams. Yeah, but
Not
hey, when go ahead.
Not much of a blaster player myself, but I do play. My main weapon is the Rapid Deco, and I must say, blaster on tower control feels really good in most map modes. So I respect blaster players on tower control. I know a lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
think they're annoying, but I got a place in my heart for them.
well, hey, there's a place that isn't hard for every weapon in this game, and I can say
Hmm.
that with confidence here. A lot of variety in Splatoon 3's meta right now. But hey, maybe they were such a big fan of the blasters, they just couldn't look at them anymore and disconnected. Could you ever thought about that?
That could be the case. You never know what's going on in the minds of people who we cannot hear.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I can we just imagine like it's just little voices in our heads here, just like they're on tower, they're pushing left, right? But in reality, it's just a casual conversation about what happened last night. But hey.
I've had comments a bit like that actually.
Yeah. All right. It seems like their last player needs to just join up here, but in the meantime, I would like to just talk a little bit about a little bit about at the Squid's weapon pick there. I think I saw a jet sculpture on there. Was that right, or was I seeing something else?
Um, I remember. just that Coastal Squid Surf had a pretty standard composition. I don't really remember what much of what's the other team called? Oh, the Squids. Yes. I don't remember much coming from them, so I no idea.
Okay, yeah. I don't really have much of an idea of just like the weapons here. I have of the long the memory of a goldfish right now. As just right now I'm trying to focus on what was it? What's going to be happening rather than what was it? What did happen, I guess. But hey, you know what? We are having some problems here stream, but we'll hopefully iron that out here shortly. But hopefully just these two teams are going to be able to compete shortly and just be able to give it their all soon.
Hmm. I'm really excited to see how the Squids fare against Coastal Squid Surf.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very competitive match here, as both these teams are just kind of looking to establish a lot of their dominance here in the CCA. But hey, now we're finally back here. No technical difficulties.
I do
Hopefully.
like the pick of the blaster shot and Tri Nouveau because that does give them the Trizuka, which we all know has been very dominant in this recent meta. And then obviously the bucket has, unfortunately, the nerfed cooler output, but it is still a very strong pick, especially on tower control, I think.
Yeah, definitely right here. Just already, Coastal Squid Surf just has control of this tower area as well as the top left. Two of their members going down here as another one goes down.
And a
Wipeout.
wipeout. There we. That is honestly so sick to see.
Yeah,
So
it is.
early in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It is amazing to see a wipeout here in less than 30 seconds of the game. They just clicked their specials and went in right now. Coastal Squid Surf just already on this top right area of their spawn here and just holding this key choke.
That is a very important part for retake on the defending team. So being able to hold that spot as an attacker is very, very powerful.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
can't really see them being pushed out of the tower right now. No.
Yep. No, Coastal Squid Surf gonna ride this tower 100 to 0 here, all the way from mid, all the way to the spawn here.
Was that like almost
Uncontested.
sub 1 minute nearly?
That was nearly a minute there. If you've seen faster tower control games, folks, I would love to see that right here as Coastal Squid Surf is looking to have that world record tower control when
Yeah.
really dominant showing from them here. They just managed to get those picks really early on and just create a gigantic stagger effect there. So I'm curious to see how the Squids are going to be able to perhaps bounce back from that there, Randy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, personally, I think that an underdog story is always a good story. If we can see these guys going, I don't know, maybe 3 to 0 and then pushing back for a 3 to 4, unlikely, but that would honestly be the best for the viewers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always gotta think about the viewers at home. That's absolutely. What was it? We are moving into the second game here with Rainmaker Inkblot Art Academy, right? This might be a bit difficult because one of the members of Coastal Squid Surf gonna have to give up their main weapons to carry that Rainmaker, right? So perhaps there can be a little bit less pressure, or that the Squids are going to be able to deal with, and they can take advantage of that.
Something that I've seen from Coastal Squid Surf is that a lot of them do play very frontline weapon. It's going to be interesting to see which one they pick to grab the Rainmaker, because a lot of them can push forward pretty solid.
Yeah, that's a very good point you brought up there, Annie. Just like a lot of short range stuff don't typically want to pick up the Rainmaker because they can just move up and clear space, right? So when you have a backless comp, right, or a lot of short range stuff, then you figuring out who gets to pick up the Rainmaker can be an interesting dilemma for sure, especially in the comms.
Mm-hmm. I personally used to play shot a little bit, and I would never like picking up the Rainmaker. If I'm being completely honest, I suck as a Rainmaker carrier. Never trust me with it.
Okay, never trust people with the Rainmaker. Okay, I understand that. They look at me a little funny sometimes here, but hey, the Squids are certainly taking their time trying to reconsider their strategy here as they're getting ready for game number 2 here. I'm very curious to see how they're going to be able to shift this momentum here, if they're going to be able to do it at all here. And let's see how both these teams are going to be able to just adapt to a different game mode here, because that Rainmaker pace is only going to go as fast as the person carrying it.
But something to note on Inkblot Art Academy is that it is a one route map. There is only one checkpoint and it's at a very heavy choke point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Both these teams need to be able to figure out how they're going to overcome that, whether it be with specials, subs, whatever type of solutions they're trying to find here. But hey, we are already getting into game two, and it seems like they're sticking to the same comp as the tower control one.
More or less, they did have a Neo Splash aside from the T-Tech, but I honestly understand the T-Tech pick because it is Rainmaker, and T-Tech has a Splat Bomb, which
Oh
is...
my gosh.
Yeah, that's right at the beginning of the game, once again.
That is insane speed here. What was it? I don't know where Coastal Squid Surf needs to go after this, but they need to go because they are just clicking that W key and going forward and looking for the fastest opportunities to be able to clear that Rainmaker, as currently it's already down to 30.
Is this going to be a knockout? Ooh, very narrowly not.
Yeah, it's not a knockout, but 12 points remaining is not something you want to see, especially with how little time has passed by. But
with that blaster kill, that's gonna be difficult for them. And with another wipeout, that's yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was just insane momentum there from Coastal Squid Surf there. They found the picks.
Getting past that first checkpoint is very difficult, but if you throw all of your specials, not all of your specials, but if you throw your specials at it in a very coordinated manner, it can go just like that. I don't know if you could hear my snap, but I did snap.
Oh yeah, for sure. What was it? Just not only was there the specials coming up online, but that huge wipeout and all the players on the Squids just being unable to just have a body or someone there just to like slow down the push potentially was something that was certainly taken advantage of by Coastal Squid Surf.
Especially if the Squids don't want to stagger. If they don't want to stagger, then they really gotta wait for their whole team to come back, which is honestly probably the most solid move that they could choose. But it does waste a little bit of time, and time is very precious in a meta like this.
Oh yeah, definitely. There is not much time to breathe in Splatoon. It is a very fast-paced game here, and Coastal Squid Surf is certainly demonstrating that here. But hey, considering how explosive their start arts are here, perhaps they might be able to hold their ground a little bit better in Clam Blitz here, right? Because it's totally dependent on the clams here, not just the Rainmaker pushing up or just the tower pushing up here, Randy.
Yeah, Clam Blitz is certainly the most... What is the word I am looking for? Communication-dependent mode of them all. If you do not have good communication, it is unlikely that you're going to push very far with your points. I stumbled over my words, but you know what? It happens.
Yeah, it happens certainly here, and you know what's I think most important for a team that is down 2-0 is if trying to figure out a way in which they can just perhaps bounce back mentally. Because if I were on their side, I would be mentally shook how fast they're moving here.
Of course.
So, oh yeah, and it's going to be the dilemma of unstoppable object move. It goes against an immovable object here. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, the mental work is very difficult for a lot of people, but as long as they have one person that is really good at keeping the spirits up on their team, then I don't think it should be too much of an issue.
Yeah, you have to look forward and not in the past here, folks. So let's see how the Squids are going to be able to bounce back here, as all their members are pretty much readied up here and ready for another round here. They might be down some games, but they're not out. And what's most important is for these teams to just keep on pushing on to see if they can make something. At least if they can make Coastal Squid Surf get challenged and perhaps put on the back foot for a change.
Yeah, and I would like to point out that even if the Squids are being demotivated right now by losing 2 games very quickly, they placed into Div 2, which is no laughing matter. This is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Div 2 is a very competitive pool here in the CCA, as we have some really strong teams here being displayed here tonight here. But hey, you know what? We have that Flingza roller coming out here with the missiles, and someone's wearing their Splatfest tee. Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Oh well. But you know what? It's you gotta wrap that at what was it? Your favorite team here while playing some of these games here. But hey, right now the Blaster's going to already be on the flank here, already on the platform as multiple members are just being traded back and forth here, and a
This is
wipeout.
insanely quick work on Coastal Squid Surf's part. 3 wipeouts at the beginning of a game in a row is very impressive.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a very fast-moving comp here, and just being able to get those picks immediately and just hit that go button is really important right now. As especially with that SqUWWids coming out right now, you are just able to trade bodies just effortlessly because he'll just come back really quickly right now.
Holding this spinner is very important for their team, and it seems like they have that locked down as with, as you said, the cooler, being able to just charge forward without much risk, really, because you have so much quick respawn.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. The Tri-Slosher Nuvo is certainly a great pick. Even though it have that little bit of a nerf there to its special output, it is still able to toss those fizzy bombs, get that for its team, and just maintain momentum there. But no, you see Coastal Squid not being able to knock out completely here, so the Squids are going to be able to take back mid and be able to find a way in as the Booyah Bomb and Jetpack go online.
Both of those specials are very powerful for taking space in a game, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work out so well for them as the ballpoint is the only one alive on the Squid's team. That's quite unfortunate, but let's see if they can push themselves back into mid and stop the Coastal Squid Surf from scoring any more clams.
Ooh, 2 members unfortunately go down there, and this is not looking too good for the Squids right now. Just all this momentum is just being that they previously had before is just completely flipped on its head here. As Coastal Squids look just set up all their offense here on that spinner here. 2 members go down here as the Squids are looking for an opportunity to retake back that spinner right now as specials start to come online.
Right now, it is very much just a mental game. If these Squids can keep their heads in the game and not get too demotivated, they might stand a chance at pushing back. But it does not look very promising for them because they, once again, got wiped out by... Or was that... No, that was the other team that got wiped out. That was
no.
Coastal Squid Surf.
Yeah, Coastal Squid Surf was the ones being wiped out here. What was it? It is a bit of a change here, but hey, the Squids are coming back here with a fiery vengeance here, trying to take some fights in mid here, but you're not going to be able to find the picks that they want to be able to do here. Just Coastal Squid Surf's momentum is crazy right now.
I think one of the downfalls of the Squids right now is that they do not have a they do not really have a cooler weapon to consistently get them back in onto the battlefield, which is a pretty big downside looking at the meta that we're at right now, especially with the Zuka on the Coastal Squid Surf and the cooler alongside it.
Oh yeah, for sure. You want to be able to just have that momentum and staying power from cooler here, but it is going to be extremely difficult. But you know what? This is a really good fight the Squids are going to be able to put up here on defense here, honestly. They have consistently been able to shut Coastal Squid Surf out from knocking out consistently, and that is certainly an improvement here. Perhaps, what was it, they straighten up a little bit on defense here, are starting to give Coastal Squid Surf a bit of a run for their money.
Yeah, I'm honestly pretty impressed with how well they've been able to hold off Coastal Squid Surf from knocking them out, because the last 2 games have been knocked out pretty quickly. This one, they are getting a run for their money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with that triple one coming up from the shot over there. Amazing job from the Squid side, being able to just get 3 picks with Trizuka. I guess it is called the Trizuka if it's going to get 3 picks at the end of the day here. But hey, right now, just unfortunately not going to be able to defend the clam basket as that goes wide open and just completely shuts out 100-0 here on Coastal Squid Surf's side.
I would say that we have seen some improvement from the Squids being able to hold off Coastal Squid Surf for more or less 4 minutes.
Oh yeah,
pretty impressive.
That is a great shift here, right? And kudos to them to be able to hold their ground against such a fast and dominating team in CCA right now, especially in their division, because Division 2, as I said earlier, is stacked beyond all belief between the team members just having some really good just synergy as well as just some really good results overall.
I honestly haven't really seen what Squids have been looking at in their past, but I'm really hoping they can pull something off right now. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is where you guys want to see that reverse sweep in chat happening, especially with something as crucial and hard to hold as Flounder zones here, Ranny.
Flounder zones, honestly, in my opinion, one of the weaker of the better zones maps. But, I still admire it for its uniqueness in comparison to a lot of the other Splatoon 3 maps.
Oh yeah, we instead of a hallway, we have a vertical hallway. A really big improvement here, but hey, what I can say here is Tri-Slosher on Magic recently has been tearing it up on those last couple of games here, and now they have this playground that is Tri-Slosher's players' domain.
Yes, this is a Tri-Slosher haven. Whereas in other teams you might be wanting to run Pencil or NZAP, Tri-Slosher has that just area of effect that is very, very powerful on such a vertical map.
Oh yeah, being able to just slosh your heart's content and just get a lot of mileage and make a lot of aggressive plays here and safely run away and just take your covers and just poke and consistently stagger. You do everything on this map with Tri-Slosher. I do
I
say
think
so.
something that doesn't get enough attention with Tri-Slosher on Flounder Heights and other similar maps is that Tri-Slosher Nouveau, if I am correct, it does have Fizzy Bomb, correct?
Yes, it does have Fizzy Bomb.
Fizzy Bomb is really good at holding space and even like taking space. It's really good at a lot of things.
Oh yeah, just being able to toss it over to your opponent's zone there, ooh, that can definitely cause a lot of problems here.
Especially
But
with
hey,
such a small zone.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So I'm curious to see how the Squids are going to be able to play around this Tri-Slosher pick, whether it be responding with a Tri-Slosher themselves or just being able to just find ways to shut them out as a double Aerospike comes out from Coastal Squid Surf's Cup.
I mean, they do have a lot of paint, and there is also the slider cheese that they could be looking at, but I'm surprised they don't even have a bucket. Magic is not on the bucket anymore.
Yeah, Magic is happy to just be sticking on the arrows right here. What was it? It was initially the Tri-Slosher we were worried about, but hey, it should be the arrow spray. The silver one is the one we should be worried about here. As already the Squids are holding their ground, but no, their zone is already taken here as that clock is starting to tick down, Brandon.
Yeah, honestly, I do think that if there is a game for the Squids to make a comeback, it is this game. They have a pretty solid comp with the Flingzer Roller being able to push the enemy team around with their Tana missiles fairly consistently, and that triple Ink Strike as well is very powerful with such small zones.
Oh yeah, definitely. The burst paint is there and comes into effect as Coastal Squids have already get their first penalty of the game right now. As well as the Squids are just looking to just hold as much space as possible here, but it's very difficult with all this paint coming out here, Andy.
Yeah, the sloshing machine is honestly not a bad pick. It is pretty solid. However, if this was earlier in the game's life, then this would have been a much more solid team composition, because that sloshing machine can hold so much ground in the early game. But with the meta like this and with comps like this, it might be a bit more difficult. I can still see it working though.
Oh yeah, for sure right now, and just I noticed that pick with the Zuka happened here, and allows the Squids to be able to get some momentum going here, right? Being able to consistently shut down any approach options right now because they go ahead.
Sorry, and being able to take the lead is pretty important.
Oh yeah, for sure. Squids might have lost the first 3 games, but hey, the past results do not matter when the game itself is starting to flip the head and change the script.
It's not over until it's over.
Absolutely. And right now, both these teams are going back and forth right now and just trying to get the upper hand right now. One does go down from the Squid side here, and they're looking to be able to retake their zone real quick and just stall out this game for as long as possible.
Which is pretty important on splat zones. Being able to stall a certain area of the map is very powerful, which is something that I feel Coastal Squid Surf has an advantage over, but one thing that they are lacking is retake. Their specials and their weapons are not great at retaking, but if they're able to choke right here with that wipeout and a disconnect, that is not looking good.
Yeah, that is not very good, folks, because if you are aware of the disconnect rules, or at least for CCA, right here, if a disconnect happens with, after the 2-minute and 30-second mark, you have to play it out here, and this is going to be a really hard option for, the Squids to be able to get back in as double wipeouts occur, and they just struggle to get back in here. Unfortunate.
I would really love to see them make a final comeback and win this game, but it is not looking promising. They're being locked out into their spawn, and with only 6 points on the clock, yeah, it's going to look like the Coastal Squid Surf is going to take this.
Oh man, I don't know who's the poet that say it doesn't end with a bang, it ends with a whimper. But hey, maybe they're talking about Game 4 here. We're a time traveler. But
They
hey,
had
Coastal Squid Surf here takes it clean 4-0 here, being able to establish their dominance there here in Div 2 for CCA.
It's very impressive for them to continuously just mop the floor with the other teams. They are a very promising team that I could certainly see winning the division.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. It is certainly something that what was it? What was it? It's very difficult to just be able to keep your head above water, especially with just some of the most explosive plays that we've seen here live on Twitch on CCA. But we'll see if these teams are going to be able to play all 7 here shortly. But man, that was just a very dominant showing from Coastal Squid Surf overall here.
I do think it is very unfortunate that the Squids had that disconnect so late into the game, especially when they had the lead. That was very detrimental to them and their progress.
Yeah, for sure here. What was it? I would love to see a play all 7 personally, just to just show some momentum here. But at the same time, I can also see an option just like, okay, maybe we just need to rethink some and just reset the mental here, because if we just play more, right, we might just end up going a bit further down the hole here. So
it can
yeah,
feel really bad losing 7 games in a row.
yeah, definitely. And morale and mental are completely very important to just maintaining momentum in this game
I
here.
would
And
love to hear what is going on in the call for the Squids right now, seeing how they're holding up.
yeah, definitely. But right now, oh, it seems like they're like the disconnected player is back right now.
Seems
But
like they're gonna play all.
seems like they are going to be able to play all here, which is going to be coming up with the next map, which is Tower Control Hagglefish here. Oh boy.
This is a very snowbally map
Oh
from
yeah.
my experience.
Oh yeah, if you're not getting snowballed, you are the one snowballing here.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? It is almost winter time, folks, so make sure you bundle up here. But hey, Tower Control Hagglefish is one of the more popular map modes in the Splatoon 3, if I do say so myself.
I don't think it's that bad, and I honestly think that it is Hagglefish Market's strongest mode. Tower Control just works pretty well on this very, very hallway map. The tower path is honestly almost as good as it could have been, so I honestly don't mind playing on Tower Control Hagglefish Market, as snowbally as it can be oftentimes.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts about what was it? At least Hagglefish Tower Control, right? Is the transition from the middle to the first checkpoint completely rotates the entire team's focus and allows opportunities for interesting flanks to be able to happen there.
Yes, one of my favorite parts of this is the tower jump from the tower onto the right snipe or the left snipe of the defending team.
Oh yeah, for sure, right? You want to see your Chargers come out here. This is one of their playgrounds, if I do say so myself. That leader sitting up on top of glass there, you can write a nature documentary about how much they like to hang up there. But hey, maybe one of these guys will play a leader. I don't see it in the notes, but we'll see when we see there.
I mean, there have been some wild cards, especially with the double aerospray coming out last game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Perhaps we might see 2 golden aerosprays. Trade in your silver for a gold one. I can totally see that happening here.
E-leader!
Oh hey, a leader. That's coming in. All right. What was it? We're going to be having both these teams being able to just push up to mid right here, and
Mid
currently. Okay. I guess they're playing it all out here. What was it? Supposedly there was supposed to be a reset happening here, but currently right now it just seems like both these teams are ready to just pull out their chargers and have a jolly good old time here, especially with that leader. This is a playground for them.
I think that Bamboo is a very interesting choice. It's not something that I would have personally picked on Tower Control, but honestly those whales can be pretty powerful, especially if you're trying to push some opposing team members off of the tower.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when you're supported by two painter weapons, so the lack of paint is almost negligible right there. Right, being
Hmm.
able to just be move up there and take the space as necessary. But
Not
currently,
only
go ahead.
taking space, but that E-leader can just hold space very well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Coco just doing a fantastic job of just sitting on that tower, nesting up, getting all nice and cozy, just being able to get those picks as as necessary here, and comfortably being able to follow up their teammates as well as threaten the range here.
It seems like a lot of the players on Coastal Squid Surf are quite the flex players, being able to play all sorts of different weapons fairly well for their team.
Oh yeah, for sure. Coco is noted for both being a front line with the shot as well as being playing some backline weapons like ballpoint, and as you see here, leader as well. And right now, just Magic's going off with his
Yeah,
bamboozler. Okay, what the
Magic,
heck?
though being the only team member alive at the enemy spawn, was able to stay alive and get a few picks along the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bamboozler. Well, not a very common weapon pick here, but just damn, it is being showed off to its greatest effect here by a player as great and flexible as Magic right now as a
Double
booyah
kill
bomb.
with that Booyah Bomb! That is a very powerful Booyah Bomb right there, and it
Oh
seems
yeah.
like it could be giving them the knockout.
Oh yeah, for sure. 4, 3, 2, 1, and clear. Coastal Squid Surf just being able to just set up their chargers, perch them up, and just maintain that momentum there. Fantastic gameplay.
If I could just say, I really do think that Bamboo is a slept-on weapon. It has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Magic was certainly showing just like
Hmm.
how to effectively use that range and punish people from approaching you as well. Normally it's not going to be the most effective weapon here, but hey, being able to move out and just be able to stall until your teammates get back there. Not just stall, but get picks as well is fantastic to see from Magic's side there.
I would not have thought that a Bamboo could stall for as long as a good Tent player, even. Tent Umbrella, known for being a very stally weapon, could get outmatched by Magic on the Bamboo, honestly.
I don't know. I could also talk a little bit about that aerospray there. That double booyah bomb. Ooh. You
Hmm,
do not want to be hit by that one, especially when
being
and you're the one in it.
being backed up into that corner with the Booyah Bomb coming out, that's gotta be scary. If I saw that in 3D, I would almost certainly have to change my pants.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, regardless of how of our 4K booyah bombs here in Splatoon 3, I do want to see how both these teams are going to be able to adapt and move on here. There's definitely around some players here and things are just currently just in chaos and shambles right now, if I do say so myself. But hey, we're going to be moving on to the next game here, which is going to be Rainmaker Crab Leg Capital, Ranny.
Ooh, honestly, Crab Leg Capital, I know this is an extremely cold take, but honestly, probably one of the best, if not the best map that Splatoon 3 has seen. Its layout is just a lot more different than what we usually see in Splatoon 3, and it opens up for a lot more opportunities on both the defenders and the offenders.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and you can get away with just a lot of variety here. So I'm interested to see what both these teams are going to be able to pull out here, especially for the playoff seven. Now that no stakes are involved here, you can see some wacky stuff come out and just flourish here, especially if the bamboo comes back. Especially, I want to see that.
Yeah, Bamboo, it does struggle to get some object damage, but I could see it being pretty solid at pushing forward to help the Rainmaker. So it would be an interesting sight.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can certainly just set up on some of those grades here and just continuously pick, 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 pick. Ooh, nice double there.
Especially with its strafe speed, being able to move fast on those grades is a fairly important trait for a weapon to have.
Oh yeah, especially on Crabbling when half this half the map on top is great in an area there. But hey, you do also have that left flank there to be able to just reposition and perhaps find someone to sneak up there and just cause some chaos on the platform as well. So there are multiple opportunities to be able to find ways into what was it, the final checkpoint there.
That left block is one of my favorite parts of Crab Lake Capital's layout because it is very difficult to push from, but it can also be a very valuable asset.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is a very valuable asset here, but hey, did I just see an Anarchy Nova be played?
That is kind of wild.
Okay, you know what? The Anarchy Nova, you know what? Just like a lot of people want to sleep on it now because, Jetpack isn't that good. But still, Jetpack is still very prominent here and can allow your team just to be able to jump to you and just have a source of going back here. But right now, this giant mid fight is going on here, and just the members are being traded left and right here on Squid's side here, as Coastal Squid Surf just again showing their dominance here, just being able to win those team fights and already taking the first checkpoint.
The first checkpoint is probably the most important checkpoint of a game on Crab Leg Capital, because once you get past that first checkpoint, it opens up a lot of opportunities.
Oh yeah, for sure here. And speaking of opportunities, Coco does have this crab online here, and they're looking to find a way to just pop it on top of those grates, but you want to strategically back out and hold on to the crab for a better opportunity here, as it's the Squid's time to be able to push the offensive here as they get in control of the Rainmaker.
Despite the Squids already despite the set already having finished, I would still love to see the Squids make some sort of comeback in one of these games, just to see them win. And I honestly think that it could be pretty good for their mental state.
Oh yeah, especially just one good pick here, but hey, the vac is going to be popped here, temporarily allowing that Rainmaker to just push even further and putting that lead all the way down to 17. But no, it looks like Magic is looking for ways to continue this push here, as multiple members are just throwing their bodies to push that Rainmaker even further, with the crab just rolling around like a little Bakugan there.
You know, honestly, I'm all for that sort of baller strategy, where you just try to hide in your ball and survive for as long as possible. I've seen it multiple times on Crab Leg Capital. I wonder if it's just something to do with the layout that sort of incentivizes that sort of survival.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely just like a little bit just trying to get a height advantage with Crab, and if you don't have it, it can be a bit difficult to just fire up into a certain area. So yeah, it is definitely cradle onto your ball and just hope you live there mode. But hey, Magic going to be able to pick off that Rainmaker here and just secure a lot of space in mid here, popping that rain, being able to move up here. The Crab does come online now as Peachy is holding this Rainmaker and looking to be able to push it up a bit further here.
Honestly, I am all for the Ink Vac on Rainmaker propaganda. I love just being able to push the Rainmaker forward without much of a worry with the Ink Vac coming out behind you. It is one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah, Ink Vac is one of them, or like slept on specials, because it is our team based one, as Peachy tries to sneak it up there, but isn't quite able to do it, bringing it all the way down to 1 here, leaving the Squids needing a full knockout to be able to win this game, as even all these specials coming out here are just holding on for
this is not looking great. Oh, but they're able to pull off yet another kill on that Rainmaker and get the last pick right there. But there, with the jumps coming in, it could continue going. Doesn't look super promising. Looks like the Squids have an opportunity to pick up the Rainmaker, unless they keep jumping in.
Jumping in there. You know what? Hello, feeders. My name is Coastal Squid, sir. But hey, they're going to easily be able to get that wipeout here. Memes aside here, the first checkpoint's going to fall as the Squid's looking for an opportunity to be able to score that all the way to the end here, as they're going to need a knockout to be able to win this one.
That was very amusing to watch. Every time the Squids thought they had the last of them, another one just popped up.
QR is certainly something that does have a place here in that meta, but no, that Rainmaker's going to be run down to only 13. Not quite going to be able to get the knockout there, as the Rainmaker pop was just able to flush out the last 2 members of the Squids here. But no, one more is going to try and sneak up and get shut down by Coco on these dualies right here, as the Crab is already set up here and just literally living the dream here, getting 3 picks in mid.
I would like to roll back to something that you just mentioned about quick respawn. I personally think that quick respawn is very valuable on Rainmaker. In this game mode, there is a lot of splatting, and you are going to go down a whole bunch. So quick respawn is a pretty useful ability to just be able to get yourself back in the game and on the map a lot more consistently.
Oh yeah, for sure here. And this push right now is being this Rainmaker's being pushed all the way back to the the Squid spawn right now, as 10 seconds are left on the clock, as they need to find a way to both clear that Rainmaker from Coastal Squid and Surf members, but also be able to push it all the way to the base here. It is doable, but it's going to be difficult here, as overtime is going to start, but not quite going to go on for as long as Coastal Squid Surf just manages to snatch that Rainmaker right up.
I think it's interesting to see how such strong teams such as Coastal Squid Surf are able to play not just with weapons that they're comfortable with and are very powerful, but if you are good enough at the game with your team, then you can be a force to be reckoned with no matter what your team composition is. Like with the Anarchy Nova, not anything that you'd ever expect to see, but they worked with it very well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just a lot of team coordination, just being able to just pop those specials and being able to just push it all the way that far. Just not going to be able to get that knockout there, but just being able to secure it at just 1 point is that moment where you just realize, okay, as long as they don't knock out, we got this, right? And it puts a lot of pressure on the enemy team to just like figure out that way and play just methodically enough and smart enough to be able to coordinate a push to all the way get it to the final checkpoint.
Rainmaker is one of those modes where it does happen quite frequently where you are pushed to 1 point and then make an awesome comeback and just knock the other team out. It is something that the Squids had an opportunity to do, but unfortunately they were not able to make it all the way.
Oh yeah, it was really unfortunate here, but hey, you know what? We're moving on to the final game of the Play L7 here. Clamblitz, Barnacle, and Dime. Okay, this is
I'm a
gonna
Barnacle
be
and Dime propagandist, so
propagandist here. Okay,
yeah.
let's share your propaganda right here, right now.
Although Barnacle and Dime does have its fair share of downsides, that like in the forefront, just it having no options for retake, you have like one or two routes that are both pretty weak retake options. Other than that, I feel like the mid is a very strong spot for team fights to happen, and what little the Barnacle and Dime does have for a spawn region is pretty solid. All it needs is one or two more routes into spawn, and it could be one of the best maps, in my opinion, that Splatoon has ever seen.
Oh yeah, okay. I can certainly see some of these points that you're making here. You know, that mid fight and like those two flank routes are really cool to see. Like players play off each other and be able to just hold that middle ground here. But my problem with this is once you get that platform, ooh, it is very difficult to retake here. And I want to see how these teams are going to be able to play off that platform and be able to maintain that space as long as possible.
It is definitely a very choke-heavy map, and that is coming from a Tentebrel player. I love just setting their base, installing for as much time as possible.
Looking up there, looking for some rain to shield yourself from, but instead you're just sitting there nice and pretty on that platform here. But
I set up camp.
you know what? Set up in camp here, but hey, you know what? The gold dynamo is coming out, and apparently there's been a problem here where one of the Squid members were unable to sub in here, unfortunately.
That's not great.
That is not a good situation you want to see here, but hey, hopefully these two teams can just quickly revise it out here. And I just want to quickly talk about, I saw a gold dynamo there. That's not a very common pick you see there, Ranny.
No, it really isn't, but I mean, it likely is due to the low stakes environment that we're in that they feel comfortable pulling out such a weapon. But if I'm being honest, Gold Dynamo Roller is not terrible. It is able to hold some ground fairly well with its threatening, like, just flick. It is able to hold some ground, especially with such tight areas that we see in Barnacle and Dime.
Yeah, especially it is very difficult to get at set up here on this map here. So I want to see how Gold Dynamo is going to be able to just position on their platform to be able to hold as much space as possible. But hey, you know what? Perhaps the Gold Dynamo might go on the offensive here and just start V-flicking everything across the map here.
Ah, yes, the Dynamo vertical flick. We love to hate it.
We love to hate it, but we also love to see it succeed, right? It's that one person you don't expect to succeed, but cheer them on to see if you can actually make it happen here, right? Especially when you... Yep.
It's pretty much worth a clip every time you get a kill with the Gold Dynamo vertical flick.
Yeah, the 2-second vertical flick. I do love to see that is clip worthy here. Okay, those quads, nah. That single vertical from the Dynamo killing. I'll put that on my Twitter timeline.
That's pin worthy on my Twitter profile.
Worthy on your Twitter profile. Oh man,
I
the gold
feel bad
Dynamo
for
mates are
Dynamo players.
Dynamo players are not eating well in this day and age, and they need everything they can get.
They
But
waited an entire year for a splat bomb on a Dynamo roller.
oh well. Hey, you know what? Splat Bomb on Dynamo can certainly be an interesting pick here, but no,
What the
all
heck?
the YouTubers are coming out here along the side of Coastal
Oh
Squid.
my, it is double custom, double vanilla GooTuber. What is going on?
Okay, we'll see who the real goober is at the end of this match here, but hey, just having 4 GooTubers of all things is a crazy concept, as they do have very good kits here, and they also have a main weapon that is capable of sniping people across the map here. Not very far, but still across this distance here, Barnacle here.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how they've performed right now because YouTuber is not really that great at holding too much space and let alone just approaching. But yeah, that's kind of what we see right here. Them not really being able to approach, especially on Barnacle and Dime. This map is not going to be easy for them. That's
Oh yeah. But yeah, you know what? If they're not going to be able to make one shot, at least one of the 4 people will make a shot here, as Peachy is going to be able to trade out on the members of the Squids here as they slowly begin to creep up and try and retake their clam basket area.
Although it might not be the strongest comp, it is certainly interesting. I'm glad we get to see something like this in CCA, not the CCC.
There's the CCC, you heard it here, folks. The dark side here, as we like to call it here. But right now, just these GooTubers are just looking for those picks to be able to just keep as much, Squid members away from the basket here. But right now, the GooTubers are looking pretty right now in mid right now. As the special coming online, we have the hammer, we have the missile, and right now, oh my god,
it is causing havoc for the other team. That's for sure. But it's also not looking so great for the GooTubers.
But hey, you know what? The GooTubers aren't having, the best time of their lives, but they're certainly having a great time here, tossing out all these specials and beautiful subs here with the torpedo and the fizzy bomb here.
All it takes is one really, really good take back, and it could turn the tides of the entire game. And it seems like that's what Coastal Squid Surf is searching for right here.
Yeah, 3 balls are online and just looking to be scored right in there as a DC.
Yet another DC.
Oh my gosh, here, and the lead gets swapped here, man. The GooTuber disconnects, man. I don't know if they're related or is this just coincidence here. It is just mega unfortunate that this just keeps happening here for both these players. But hey, they're going to play it out here towards the end here, ready, and let's see how they're going to be able to retake it here and hold their ground.
Something that I've said is that it's not too unexpected to see disconnects here at the CCA because a lot of us are playing from college campuses, and college campuses often don't have the best internet.
Oh yeah, we can 100% confirm and stand that college internet is not the best internet, especially if you're doing it straight on campus here. Oh man. Right here, just a lot of bloodbath here happening in mid here as 2 GooTubers already go down on the side Coastal Squid Surf here as, the Squids are just looking for opportunities to score more points, but not going to be able to get away with it.
That GooTuber on that super jump, ooh, they were able to get away with it. I was going to say, that is not looking good for that super jump, but you know what? They got away with it, at least for the time being.
Yeah, I think that was the Tetras being able to do that, and having 4 dodge rolls is going to certainly make you a very difficult target for these, the regular GooTuber main weapon shots here. But hey, this blobber is going to be able to put in work, shut down anyone that's able to go on the plat, but no being overwhelmed by the GooTubes.
I don't think we've put any focus on it, but like the blobber is also a pretty interesting pick. We don't see many blobbers really ever because they struggle with a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. But hey, they're able to pan away from a safe distance here, and as long as they have more range than the GooTuber, they might be able to pull something off here as they are desperately trying to find a way out. But no, our tap shot to death by Coco's GooTuber.
GooTuber does have some strength there with the tap shots.
Oh yeah, for sure. It does have a decent amount of paint here, as it does have the options to be able to use it for paint here. But right now, the time is ticking here, and the Squids are looking for an opportunity to just overcome the army of YouTubers that is on the horizon here by Ghost of Squid Surf.
It is still possible, but I can imagine that the nerves, especially with those two picks going down on Squids, the nerves must be high.
Oh yeah, the nerves are certainly settling in as the overtime is going to be settling here. They do have a power climb on the line to be able to hold it for.
Ooh, but then the Coach Surf is able to score that power climb, which is going to be, yeah.
Ooh, okay. Uh, don't know who the real goobers are, but we can certainly say the biggest goober is the college internet, if we can do say so myself here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that was just a weird. That was probably the strangest, but also craziest set I think I've seen in a while here between the four YouTubers and the college disconnect there. Oh
I'm
my gosh,
glad
man.
this set was streamed. We saw some pretty interesting stuff with these quad GooTuber team composition and all those super jumps and that Rainmaker Crab Leg Capital. Some fairly interesting events happened in this set.
Oh yeah, for sure here, and we're gonna be wrapping up here for tonight here, as both these teams have what was it, stuff to do because they are busy college students here. But Ranny, where could the fine people of Twitch.tv find you?
The fine people of Twitch.tv can find me on YouTube at TGP Keegan Ranny for Splatoon content that I hope will be coming out fairly regularly.
Oh, okay. So you know what? We have some YouTube content. We love to see it here, especially in the Splatoon community here. We always welcome more content creation here. But you know what? You can also find me here making very productive streams here on twitch.tv/Neptune with a 2 instead of a TU and an underscore at the end here. And you can also find that same, what was it, tag there on Twitter. But hey, that is going to be it for us, folks. Have a fantastic night and look forward to this weekend as we have more CCA matches coming up soon.
Absolutely.